click this button. Show cap. Stop recording.
Alright viewers, can you see my ugly mug? Okay, what you see is what you get. And a bit late tonight because I had to grab some toast. Feeling a bit shit, to be honest. What can you do? What can you do? So, anyways, I promised a course, and I promised some Q&A. But I never made any notes. So that's how prepared I am. But I did do some stuff for you. I've got a bit of a headache. But yeah, I did prepare some stuff. And the first thing I wanted to talk about is how you go about setting up your company. And a lot of people say, well, you came from a bedroom with a briefcase and so on and so forth. Yes, that's the truth. But I also, my story started out, this is me kind of telling my story really. So I started out with just a mobile phone and 2 phones and a briefcase. In fact, my real dad, he gave me a small briefcase. Well, it wasn't a briefcase, it was a toy briefcase, and it was, I can't remember what it came with originally, but that's how I started off my newspaper company. And then Mark Snalem, who was the Prue man at the time, gave me 2 insurance folders. Just a minute, guys. I want to, you know what? I'm going to stick my slippers on. Because it's not like wearing crappy trainers all day and then all of a sudden let's go off in a minute. So Mark Snalem, he gave me a folder, and it went from there basically. It went from one strength to another strength to another strength to another strength. Do you follow? If not, don't worry about it. I'm sure you will. I'm sure you'll all follow. So it went from there to my granddad Jack basically giving me an office which was just a little room, smaller than this actually. It was quarter of the size of this room that we're in now, quarter of the size of this office. It had a desk and a phone and papers in it. And then we progressed, we got a fax machine, then we got a toy laptop, then we got a toy computer. Then the internet happened. That's another story. But you know, that kind of is what it is. And then we got kicked out of Arnside, as everyone knows, and we moved here, where we are now. But the person that had this place has passed on, and now we've got to move on again. Because you can't really register an office in a house, you can't and re-registering it, and it's all, we were getting into personal stuff, but you know what I mean, it is what it is. And when I was in Arnside Road, we got no money. We had about a £5, and then my nan decided to put £5 worth into the company. You know, we were always trying to see what would be the fastest technology-wise and how things would progress. And Jack Anderson basically set us up to fail. And when he passed away, and before he passed away, we were always told, "Oh, tell your staff." I promise my staff the best now. They know I do. And they all know it. They're watching this video. All my imaginary colleagues watch this video. I know real people that watch this video. And one of the things that I want to really hit home to people is that one of the things that I want to hit home to people is basically look at before we left Arnside, and it's like we were told, "Oh, tell your staff there's going to be no company after this office. Tell the company was going to go to Christine Margaret, who was a teacher, right? She was a teacher, and it was laughable because what was a teacher going to do with a building company? Well, I actually found out she didn't want the building company. She wanted the amount of money that the office was worth. The office alone wasn't worth anything. £400. Now, if there'd been a bit more there, then yeah. It's strange because the building company now, where it's moved to, where its position is, the rates and everything else. We looked at how much the company's actually worth, and it's actually worth 40 grand. And I nearly fell through the floor, thinking, my God, company's worth 40 grand, you know.
Show captured. Stop recording. But
You know, would we ever see that? This is a really good advertisement. I need more drink, guys. Oh. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, the company now is worth about 30, 40 grand. You know, and you've got to take into consideration, you know, the amount of people who you know, I mean, Arnside Road, the office there alone was worth £200. There was a brand new floor put in, and they spoke about it and said, well, if they put a new floor in and a brand new desk and glam the office up and spruce it up a bit, the office may be worth more. No, it wasn't. And because of where it was, we were losing a lot of money on it and on the company. In 2010, we lost a lot of work. 2010, and so we had to find it. And so when we moved here, I didn't realise how an empire would build, the amount of mistakes we made along the way. We bought a computer that was 50 quid. It's in the tip. The only thing that I was worried about was we didn't delete a lot of stuff from the hard drive. But do you know what? To hell with it. We didn't have any personal information on there. We had personal information on there, but not bank details or anything like that. So it wasn't a problem. You can't see me, can you? You can now. A lot of people, we're educating now through these videos. We're doing videos on Facebook, we're doing live streams, we're doing all kinds of stuff now, which we're doing training videos that actually advertise our services. No one's ever done it. No one's ever done it. You know, no one. I mean, when we, one of the progressive things we ever did was one of the people in our office was doing instant messaging. You remember what instant messaging was like? It was all the age. Everybody was instant messaging. It was, you know, it was part of the thing, you know. So one of the lads was using MSN on his toy phone, on the phone. So I stopped them. I want you in the office now. And he thought I was, giving him a telling off, which in hindsight I was, but I was encouraging the instant messaging. So at first I said, please could you not use MSN? And then I saw some progressive. So I said, you know what? Use MSN. I want you to use MSN and message all our clients using MSN, right? And this was when the building industry was not online. It was, businesses weren't really clued up. The businesses that were clued up were businesses in the retail industry. They were always quite, the retail industry was the first to hit the internet, and the media industry was the first two big industries to hit the internet. And obviously you had newspaper companies and all the rest of it. Everybody else followed suit. But there was two big things that happened in 2005, pre-Facebook, pre-Friends Reunited, all the rest of that, was a website called eBay, where you could sell stuff. It's like Amazon now. We'll be selling. We're making a couple of ebooks, which I'm talking about on my other channel. But hey, so we basically said, right, I want you to use eBay to sell and MSN to lure the clients to eBay, because you couldn't message people on eBay, right? You couldn't message people on eBay and you couldn't message people on eBay and like you probably can now. So one app was for messaging, another app was for buying. You could comment on things that were being sold. The next thing I knew, we sold, and we were getting work in the space of 2 weeks. And that was ground hitting technology. But yeah, and we'd fallen out with a lot of people over that. Ellis was one of the people we fell out with over it, because he wasn't into the online market like we were, and we wanted to do it to progress, because how were we going to progress? A little backstreet company versus a big company, a big name, a big household name. You know. And, you know, there were
Button.
electric companies, there were, you know, actual companies that did stuff, you know, and we were sort of, it wasn't cutting edge till probably the very end. But yeah, it was another problem, technology, because we were sending letters to begin with, then we had fax. We got a toy fax machine, and then we got a real one. Email was faster. But the problem was, Jack didn't want us communicating with the outside world. Why? Because he knew that by communicating with the outside world, that we were going to get inspiration and innovation. And Jack didn't want that. He wanted the inspiration to run out. You know, everything he told us was on repeat. And now I've got a big empire with a £60,000 investment and also the castle, which I'm also getting back off the Mackays, and hopefully I'm buying them out or buying half their empire. So I'll have about 5 or 6 companies. And what financial advisors don't tell you, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. What financial advisors don't tell you is that you will make a big win. You see, look at the kids now. The kids now are putting the trust funds, right, that are being used. They're taking a little bit out for their kids, and the children then use that little bit then to make money off an investment. You get kids going into all kinds of things, you know, and making investments pretty quickly. Because the money's getting faster. That's not a get-rich-quick scheme, because the get-rich-quick schemes, as we've spoken in the Driving Your Own Vision course, and a get-rich-quick scheme is all a fad. I've said that before many times. And you'll be rich for about a month. Yeah? Your get-rich-quick scheme will be a month. But then you'll sell out to others. You know? And that money isn't yours anyway. The money you make out of those get-rich-quick schemes is not yours. It's fake money. I hate using the word fake, but that's what it is. And I'm not meaning it's fake as in that it can't be used. I'm meaning that it doesn't belong to you. You know? That money builds interest. And they know that. You know, like they share. There's a guy who bought a BitCurrency off a guy, and he went on so many courses to get this BitCurrency. When he got this BitCurrency, because he didn't know what he was doing, went on another course to make an investment. Then made the investment, went on another course, and the rest of it. And basically, while he was going on these courses to make this investment, he was losing money. Why? Because he was paying thousands of pounds on one course, then thousands of pounds on another course, and thousands of pounds on another course, just to get to where he got to. When he got to where he got to, he was poorer than when he started off. You know, people say, oh, leave your 9 to 5 and do this course and get rich and never work again. You know, you can quit a 9 to 5 and do better. Why go a get rich quick scheme if you know, and then there's these people hiding behind, you know, they've borrowed their friend's house, right? Also make this, you know, they're all scams, a lot of them. And guess what? They steal your money and give it to their people. And they've been found out. Anyway. But I was, you know, I never wanted to be rich. I wanted to progress. Like Clive Sinclair. He's my icon. He really is. Oh. You know, Clive Sinclair, he's a guy that made mistakes, but guess what? He lived by them. You know, Alan Sugar is basically a cheap version to Donald Trump in my eyes, but I just think there are, you know, things that, you know, but I progressed and I'm still progressing. And what am I going to do with the money that I make? Progress even more. They don't teach you that at school. They don't sit you down at school and say, right, so here's 50 grand, right? Put that into a fund. Let that grow for 10 years and put it into a company. And then build again. Because you've got to start from somewhere. I mean, You could have a social media startup scheme, right? You could lead people to that. You could post on that every 2 weeks, yeah? And then you could make a video or whatever, but always look what's being progressive. We're doing courses next year that are actually adverts. You know, we're doing a podcasting course that advertises podcasting. We're doing a radio jingle course that advertises radio jingles. We're doing
Authentication. Login panel. Window. Authentication.
royalty-free.
QuickTime player. Movie recording. Show cap. Stop recording. But
We're doing a podcasting course which advertises podcasting. So whatever we're doing, we're advertising. Royalty-free music package which advertises royalty-free music. You know, actual bands. And there's the thing, right? I'm just going to say this. I've said this before. Next year, we've got a rock band that's they've got no name, right? They're literally a few guys in a studio who are trying to get the studio up and running, and they're going to write some royalty-free tracks. Yeah. You buy it on a CD or a pen drive, literally £12 or $12. That's not a lot of money. Yeah? And with that, you get a license, you get a subscription deal, which I'll talk about in a second. And you get, also with that, you get what is it? Yeah, you get a key. You get a license key, right? On the pen drive, the license key will come in a text file. Do not delete it. Do not delete it. It's important. Also, there is a I'm trying to think. Yeah, on CD, there's when you get the CD, there's another CD that's basically got all the data stuff, which allows you to use all of the music that you get for YouTube, podcasting, whatever. But you cannot sell the CD on to a friend. If you're done with the CD, just dump it. Or give it back to us. There'll be a mailing address that you can mail back to us. There is a subscription coming soon, like Spotify, where you pay £30 a month, and with that you get a pen drive which you have to send back every time so it gets updated, and basically you get brand new tracks every month, brand new fresh tracks every month from brand new fresh artists that come in to record those tracks. What we do ask is you credit the artists that's doing it. So, anyway, I've mentioned it before, and yeah, and they're very good people. But they have a job as well, and that's making music and recording. So that's why we've done this. And, the £12 thing, you get 2 CDs. You also get a 4-track demo disc, which is basically a taster. No, it's an 8-track demo disc, not a 4-track one. An 8-track one, which has got our voices all over it, and you're listening to the, whatever it is, to make you kind of buy it. So that's already been recorded. There's a 16-track demo, which is all jingles and sound effects and all the rest of that. And then there is another band that are recording another disc with 16 tracks, I think it is. Oh no, that's on the pen drive. 16 tracks. Now, there was going to be a 32-track pen drive they spoke of, a free one, so people can sort of get one. But instead of that, there is a website they've got. And on their website, they've put 1,000. I was sort of against this when they did it, but they've put 1,000 songs, which they've allowed us to use for our package. So it's 1,000 songs. It's a 12-month thing, and me and Andy discussed it. We sat down and discussed it. Like, yeah, but because we wanted to do something sort of different, which there are certain music licenses that there's the horror music package, which I spoke with a friend today, and he's like, yeah, we'll do this, I'll do this, so I've got all these, he had this, he had this bag of synths and samplers and bass machines, all these module boards. And I said to him, you got a sample library there? He said, yeah, I've got a sample library. I was like, have you got a website for these? Yeah. So, now, this guy is trying to make a living, like everybody else. Everybody else is trying to make a living. Aren't they? So to make the living and to keep the living going, they're making these so-called albums and demos and things. I'm gonna go because it's getting late and I've done a lot tonight. I need to do a bit more on other projects, but I really hope you've got out from this. See this as me answering a question, because I won't be doing another video like this one. So hope you get what you get from this, and yeah.
Show cap. Stop recording.